So it's time for celebration. It's the 50th year of RSSDI, and those who founded the RSSDI, we should felicitate them. We are so lucky that we have with us Dr. Vinod Kumar, who was the founder secretary of this RSSDI. And it's a great pleasure for me to invite Professor Dr. Vinod Kumar to on the stage. And I can request Dr. Sunil Gupta, our treasurer, to escort him. To felicitate Professor Dr. Vinod Kumar, I request Dr. Andrew Bolton, who is the president of International Diabetic Federation, and to join him, I will request Dr. Shashank Joshi, who is the chair of IDF Southeast Asia. Please felicitate Professor Dr. Vinod Kumar with a shawl and with the bouquet. And I will also request the present Executive Committee of RSSDI 2022, all of them to come up here to have one photograph with Professor Dr. Vinod Kumar. I will also request Dr. Rajiv Chawla, who is a currently editor of our RSSDI textbook, and technically he's a part of our executive committee. So I request Dr. Rajiv Chawla also to come up the stage and to have one photograph with Professor Dr. Vinod Kumar, who has founded our RSSDI. He's a founder secretary of RSSDI. A big round of applause for Professor Dr. Vinod Kumar and to have one photo with him. Yes. We have with us Professor Dr. D.K. Hazra. He was also one of the founder member, and we are so lucky that we have with us Dr. D.K. Hazra. I request Dr. Hazra Sahab to come up in the stage and to have it photographed. Yes, please, Anuj, please escort him. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be requesting Professor Andrew Bolton to be here, Dr. Shashank, please here, and Dr. D.K. Hazra, please be here. And then I will be requesting Dr. Vinod Kumar to talk about the RSSDI. This is very important. So we are going to have his words of blessings. He will also start with the history of RSSDI. And that video we are going to keep on our website itself, So whatever today he is going to talk, we are going to have recording of that, and that will be permanently stored on our website. So over to Professor Dr. Vinod Kumar, sir, please.
I'll be careful because it is being recorded.
It's otherwise also live, complete program is live.
Okay. Thank you, Bansi. Thank you, all the dignity on the dais and off the dais. Before I speak about RSSDI, I will just say very few words about Dr. Ahuja. Dr. Nikhil Tandon has already told about him, but I had a very personal contact with him. Dr. Ahuja, when he came to All India Institute as assistant professor in 1958, he was sent to MGH, Massachusetts General Hospital, for advanced training in endocrinology, so that on his return, he could set up a unit of endocrinology in Department of Medicine. And when this unit was being established, they required an assistant professor. The post was advertised. There were two posts were advertised, one in endocrinology and one in medicine. Dr. Bajaj and myself, both were the applicant. Dr. Bajaj was placed number one for both the positions. So my future was uncertain. But to my good luck, Dr. Bajaj preferred to occupy the position of assistant professor of medicine, and that is how I got into endocrinology. So that is a fortuitous development for me personally. Now, about Dr. Ahuja, he was a mentor, a great and very strong mentor for me. And to that extent that I could say, when I look back about my own life at the back, I find that my personality has been somewhat uh, altered in the manner how Dr. Ahuja used to act. So he was so powerful in his personality. So he I think ingrained some of his qualities into me, although not of course to that standard. So I would regard, as far as my personality is concerned, it was my father, and next in my formative years it was Dr. Ahuja. Dr. Ahuja had a special corner for me. He would whip me to go on working and encourage me to the utmost. At a very young age, when people will not even think of going abroad, he would send me to England, meet with a lot of people of the day, Harry Keane and Wilfred Oakley and so many other people. I knew so many people. I was talking to Andrew yesterday. That was all because of Dr. Ahuja. And then he introduced me to international audience at another meeting. So he was encouraging me all the time, all the time. And Dr. Ahuja had had a great grit and desire to invite lot of eminent people from various countries. And just to name some of them at that time, Dr. Pfeiffer, Dr. Kreutzfeldt from Germany, Harry Keane, Reg Hall from Newcastle, and so many other, even Solomon Burson, whose colleague Yellow got the Nobel Prize. And to every one of them, he would introduce me. He is my assistant. He won't say assistant professor. He would say, he's my assistant. And I was always flabbergasted that he actually uh, takes me as his assistant in every matter. And then he said, Vinod Kumar, go ahead. And we start a RSSDI. And at the time of the day, a very big organization exists, Diabetic Association of India, for which the primary concern was the patient awareness. But Dr. Ahuja said, we want to have an organization which is only research oriented. So I obeyed him. I went to the registrar office and moved here and there. I had a scooter at that time. There were no cars with people. Even Dr. Ahuja had an old ambassador car, which will often break down. And his wife, Mrs. Meera Ahuja, was my uh, contemporary in the medical school from where I came. She was just 2 years senior to me. So she would drive the car, and wherever it breaks down, she would give a call to Dr. Ahuja. भाई कार खराब हो गई है जरा आ जाओ तो देन डॉक्टर आहूजा वुड कम चल भाई अपना स्कूटर लेके चल वो पीछे बैठ के टायर लेके चले आ रहे हैं हम दोनों तो पंचर लगवा रहे हैं तो दैट काइंड ऑफ रिलेशनशिप वी हैड So, having said something about Dr. Ahuja, who was who really ignited in me the love for profession of medicine and endocrinology. So, this is how RSSDI was born. And initial few members, there were 10 members, initial 10 members. Dr. B.B. Tripathi was number one, and then Dr. M.K. Chetri, Dr. Vishwanathan, Dr. Moses, and let me not forget out of these 10 members. And there was one Dr. N.G. Srinivasa, of course, Dr. O.P. Gupta, Dr. Naresh Bhu from Udaipur, and followed by Vinod Kumar, and followed by M.M. Ahuja, and followed by M.B. Rao. This was the sequence. I still carry the register of membership. I have about 50 people. No, he came after 10. He comes after 10. So this list I will share with the RSDI for the records. And these big stalwarts, Dr. Mohan's father included, Dr. Vishwanathan, Dr. Moses, they all loved me because I was a young person. So they made me work like a donkey, but I was also a blue-eyed person. I was a blue-eyed person for all of them. So they said, they will ring up BB Tripathi, Are, bhai, Vinod, ye karna hai. And I will take the scooter and run. So same thing was happening with each one of these stalwarts. And because I was really getting so much enjoyment out of this work and out of their motivation that I evolved into a person. And thanks to all these stalwarts. Now, at that time, we were in a primitive stage. RSDI was in a non-digital era. We were depending on cyclo-styling, posting, going to post office, putting letters, and slowly, I think I left after 7 years as the organizing as the secretary. So in 79 or 80, if I correctly remember, there were about 200 members, and the financial situation of the RSDI was very poor. The fee for the delegate fee for the various conferences was never exceeded 25 rupees. The uh, life membership was 100 rupees, but if a person was endocrine society member, he would only pay 50 rupees. And so like that, it was a very bad state of affair. And I was seeing the budget. In 1972, the budget was only 300 rupees. Whole year. 1973, the budget increased to 3,000. 1973, 4, it increased to about 5,000. Slowly it was increasing till 1978 or 79, it went up to 14, 15,000. So budget was a real problem. Now, one thing I would like to say in a lighter sense, Ahuja Sahab asked me, go and register the society. So I went to register society near the Red Cinema, very far at that time from All India Institute. Got the society registered and I paid 50 rupees as a registration fee. And RSDI has never cared to pay back that 50 rupees to me. Okay, with interest. So I think I would have a lot of interest to earn. And my salary at that time was, I think, 600 rupees. So 50 rupees was little pinching to me. Anyway, so that was a lighter sense. And then, of course, coming to serious issues, the first executive committee meeting of RSDI happened on 25th September 1972. The first scientific meeting, annual meeting, happened in December 1972, and then every year, 73, 74, up to 79, 80, I kept on organizing most of them, whether they were in Delhi or even outside. I remember in 1975, it was Chennai meeting. Sam GP Moses had organized it, but I was organizing from the administrative point of view. So that was all about it. So it was a very exciting era for me, and there are a lot of things I can talk about this society. And then the first book which was edited on behalf of RSDI was Disorders of Carbohydrate Metabolism, which I edited, and it had contributions by a lot of people like Rolf Luft, E.A. Pfeiffer, Peter Songson, Middlesex Hospital, and so many other foreign and, of course, Indian authors. And this book was reviewed to our great pride, to the pride of RSSDI. It was reviewed by no other person than Max Ellenberg, the at that time the president of IDF. He is the same person who was followed by Harold Rifkin as the president of IDF, and both of them had earlier written a book on diabetes in 1962. And both Dr. Andrew Bolton and Dr. Mohan happened to be the receiver of the Harold Rifkin Award of ADA. And then another thing which happened, a meeting took place by the World Health Organization at London. This was on multinational study on vascular disease and diabetes. Dr. Ahuja was invited from Asia, and there were total 16 people from all over the world from different regions. But Dr. Ahuja preferred and wrote to them, I'm not coming, I'm sending my assistant, Dr. Vinod Kumar. So I was very excited. I remember I went to my father and I told him I'm going to London. Very good. How at young age you are being invited? I said, I'm invited because of Dr. Ahuja. So I went there and I met all the big people. One of them was the father of epidemiology in USA from Oklahoma. I'm forgetting his name. Kelly West. Kelly West was there, and Harry Keane was there, and a lot of other people were there. And that meeting led us to publish a paper in the journal Diabetes. Diabetes was a very prestigious journal at that time, and Dr. Ahuja and my name were included in that paper, which was published primarily by Kelly West. So this is how we all were exposed to the international audience. So I would again say that my mentoring was absolutely done by Dr. Ahuja, and he infused a sense of motivation in my personality to such an extent. And later on, within, I think I joined in 65, and in 78, I moved to PGI as professor and head of endocrinology. And then when I came back, I went abroad for a few years. And that was the story of my closer association with Dr. Ahuja. Later, of course, I had a mandate to develop geriatrics at All India Medical Sciences, which I did to the best of my ability. But the entire thing that I was able to do in my life, even till today, that the beginning was made by Dr. Ahuja. That is what I wanted to say. And with regard to RSSDI, its journey has gone along. I only know about the journey for few years as far as very close examination is concerned. But I think later, so many stalwarts went on joining the march in the journey of RSDI. And today, you all know where we stand. And I think RSDI is in very safe hands, is going to attain further heights all the time to come. And I'm very happy that I am standing before you as a testimony of witness how RSDI has risen to such great heights. Thank you very much.
It's a standing ovation. I mean, it's wonderful, wonderful memories which we all cherish.
What we are today, we have with us many past presidents with us, and I would like to invite all our past presidents to on the desk. We start with Dr. A.K. Das, Dr. V. Mohan, Dr. Siddharth Das, Dr. P.V. Rao, Dr. R.V. J. Kumar, and Dr. Rajiv Chawla. Like to felicitate. And we know that Dr. A.K. Das, Dr. P.V. Rao, Dr. V. Mohan, Dr. Siddharth Das are currently the patron. And we have with us our past president, Dr. Shashank Joshi, who is currently chair of IDF Southeast Asia. I will request Dr. Vinod Kumar, who is our founder secretary, to felicitate each one of them, please. So I request to have with the shawl. First, I will request Dr. Ashok Kumar Das, sir. Our founder president, Dr. O.P. Gupta, was from city of Ahmedabad. We lost him just last year. He was president for RSSDI for 2 terms, as a founder president, and again in 1997 when we have done our RSSDI. Dr. V. Mohan, sir. Dr. Ashok Kumar Das, Dr. V. Mohan, they all are the patrons of the society. Dr. Siddharth Das, sir. We are missing many of our past presidents who could not come, or the patrons. Dr. Siddharth Das. Dr. P.V. Rao. Dr. P.V. Rao is a currently patron of RSSDI. He is a past president of RSSDI and longest serving secretary of RSSDI. We know that he had worked for RSSDI for 20 years. Dr. R.V. J. Kumar from Kochi, the past president of RSSDI. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming. Yes. And our own, my elder brother, Dr. Rajiv Chawla, past president of RSSDI, currently is very active also. And he is our textbook editor and executive editor of IJDCC. And very close friend, Dr. Shashank Joshi, who is a past president of RSSDI, very young and dynamic, who is currently holding the post of International Diabetic Federation Southeast Asia chair. Would like to felicitate him as a past president of RSSDI from Dr. Vinod Kumar. Thank you. I will just request Dr. V. Mohan.
Can we just also felicitate our just immediate past president? Dr. Bansi. Please, immediate past president.
We can't think of him as past at all. He's always there.
That's why we didn't call him.
Because he's always in the present.
Thank you for reminding me, sir.